Hello and welcome, each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCTcentre, and joining me again is Morganne Rayne, adept, visionary, spiritual guide, ceremonialist, artist, and much, much more. Hello, Morganne.
Hello, good morning from the Pacific Northwest.
Yes, and good afternoon, late afternoon, nearly evening from England. So, before we start, I just want to remind our viewers that we're both taking in private clients, and Morganne is taking in private clients for coaching and spiritual guidance and all rest of things she does, and she will remind you about it. And I'm taking in clients for coaching and therapy and using EFT, Reiki, access bars, hypnotherapy, psychotherapy in my work. So both of us are ready to help you. Okay, Morganne, what sort of messages in store for us today?
Well, before we start with the messages, why don't we just gather our energy and all come present here? So why don't we do that first, and then we'll get into. Thank you. I love having the floor. All right. Well, let's. Thank you. All right. Let's come within. And I invite you to take in a beautiful breath and just consciously breathe that into your body temple. So breathe with me. And hold that breath in your body temple, just inviting it into every cell of your body. And on the out breath, release and let go any toxicity or sluggishness or anything like that. Just breathe that out. Let's breathe in one more conscious breath. And this time, as we breathe that conscious breath in, I want you to imagine that the air is filled with absolute unconditional love, beautiful light of the divine. It holds every code for every nutrient that your body temple needs. And so imagine that. And so on the next breath, we're going to breathe all that love, light, and nutritional information for the body temples. So breathe that in. Making sure that that breath goes from the top of your head to the tip of your toes and informing every cell of your body you are in the presence of love and light and receiving all that you need to be whole, healthy, complete, and vibrant. And let go. Let it go. Now just sit present with your body for a moment. What does it feel like to just simply be present with your body? Allow your breath to become rhythmic as we move into this time together. We're consciously present. Body, mind, heart, soul, we bring it all here present to this moment. For in this moment, we recognize the presence of the divine. We recognize the presence of life. We recognize the presence of Source Creator in all that is, ever has been, and ever will be. And we sit in that presence. We breathe in that presence. We are that presence. Take a breath in. And let it go, anchoring yourself more deeply in your body temple than ever before. And I'm just giving thanks to the messengers that would like to come, the messages that are received, and the integration of those messages in our daily life. So grateful for our time together. I let this word go and I let it be, and so it is. Amen. I think it's so important to make sure that whatever you're bringing yourself to, you bring yourself fully and completely, mind, body, heart, and soul, so that when we come to these sacred times, and I call my morning writings and my morning inspirations, that's sacred time. And so to be prepared for the incomings of the sacred within our being. And that's why I like to start with this kind of prayer, this bringing our awareness and our attention to just where we are present. So what I want to talk about today is, when this is what I woke up with, was about personal commitment. You know, I get a lot of times just some mundane messages and I go, okay, personal commitment. I'm committed to myself. What? And it wasn't about so much about my commitment to self, but it was about sharing with everyone the power of personal commitment. Because when we are committed to ourselves and committed to the fullness of ourselves and the the gifts of ourselves and the presence of ourselves, when we're fully committed to that, then we can expect that the world rallies around that same kind of commitment to us, right? So if we're looking out into the world for someone to solve our problems, or someone to take care of us or fix us or any of that, then your world's a little messed up. So when we become present to who we are and what we need to move in our world, and we become committed to those things, then the universe rallies itself around us and gives it to us, as opposed to us going out and trying to find it. So Source wanted me to just talk a little bit about that. I started my morning and I wrote the words, and a lot of times I'll start my morning like this: I'm in service to unconditional love and light. I'm in service to unconditional love and light. So that's my commitment to myself and my commitment to our world, because that is what is charged upon my heart. So when we look at what's within our own hearts and what we believe we've come here to do, it's good to be able to write that down, look at that, and see that in the words and reminders. It's not just enough to, oh yeah, I'm in service to love and light, but when you're like, really take it and you experience it, then you're really in service to the love, the light, or whatever it is you're committed to. That's my commitment to myself, because I've tried it other ways and that just doesn't work for me. and I think, Daiga, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so I become anchored in my commitment. So I wrote some words down, and I'll share my words that I wrote down. Be conscious of the commitment to self if you want others to put you first or to help bring happiness to your life. Then you must commit to do the same. Your self-honoring choices will set the groundwork for all your partnerships to thrive. So when we're looking at commitments, sometimes it is commitments to others, like partnerships, business partnerships, love partnerships. My commitment and my partnership is with Source Creator. So I know that that's my commitment. I don't have a physical relationship at this time in my life. I don't even seek that, because my relationship with Creator is so strong, is so fulfilling, so beautiful, that I don't seek anything outside of myself to satisfy that. So me living in my commitment to to my relationship with Source Creator is the most powerful thing that and powerful experience that I can be a part of, because it helps me be in just resonance with the divine all the time. So what I would ask our audience to do is to take a look and see, what are you committed to? And sometimes people don't even know what they're committed to. They just kind of amble along in life and don't recognize what their commitments is. They become more committed to life just happening to them, rather than understanding that we orchestrate and that we're co-creators in this experience of life. And there's a lot of excitement in that, and thrills, because when you just let the world reflect to you and dictate to you, then you get yourself in places where you're not really happy or experiencing the fullness of yourself. So first and foremost, relationships and commitments are to self. First and foremost, to self. And, you know, a lot of times people say, well, that's selfish. Yeah, it is. There's nothing wrong with being selfish. Put self first, fill your cup up first, and then you have a fullness to give from. A lot of times people go out there with a very empty cup, no commitment to self, no commitment to source, no commitment, and they're empty. They have maybe some great words, but they don't have the fullness of spirit or the fullness of themselves to share with others. So being committed to self is first and foremost. So daily spiritual practice is one of my commitments to myself, filling myself up, remembering I am the consciousness of love and light. Well, we all are, but most people have forgotten that. I'm here, you're here to help people remember that, right? So we have a strong commitment to telling the truth, telling what's real, to help others begin to have that experience as well. And I know in my work, I love the work I do. I love it. And a lot of times I'll have people that come to me, they're in really hard places, right? And they're just looking to get out of that hard place. And I help them remember who they are. And in the helping to remember who they are, they realize they put themselves in the hard place. And in that hard place, they can also help themselves get out of that hard place. So we do that through several different practices. One is through affirmations. I think everybody here knows about affirmations, you know, using the great words, I am, two most powerful words in the whole world. I am, because when you align with I am, your frequency gets in attunement with that thing you speak out. So careful to say, I am love, I am light. But sometimes I hear people say things like, and you may have heard this as well, I'm sick and tired, I'm afraid, you know, it's like they put their I am with those lower density frequencies, and lo and behold, that's what they attract in their lives, because they've aligned their I am energy to lower frequency experiences. And that's not really what they want. They just don't have the skills yet. So that's why we're here, to help others remember their own specific powers. And the power of the I am is one of the most effective tools. I love, I don't know if anyone knows Greg Braden here. I love Greg Braden and his work in the world. I listened to talk of his one time on I am, and what he said was, and this will always stick with me, I hope it sticks with our listeners, I am that I am. Those were the words that Moses received from God from the burning bush, right? So I am that I am, right? So what he did was really take a forensic look at those words. I am that I am. So when you align yourself with something like, I am afraid, You're saying, I am afraid I am. You're naming who you are as fear. I am broke. I am. That you're aligning yourself with being broken. I am poor. So when you align yourself with that, you're aligning yourself with those lower densities. Now, Source doesn't care what you align with. It's just going to say, okay. It's a free will. It's a free will consciousness. So if you want to be broke and tired and hungry and sad and lonely and all that lower density stuff, well, go for it. You can do that. But what I know about, say again?
Experience it. If you want so much, experience it.
Experience it. That's correct. So when we become more conscious and awake to our commitment to self, what is it that we want to express in the world, right? Who do we want to be in the world? What are we here? What do we show up to be? What have your experiences in the world led you to? So we become clearer about what it is we want to align with. So for me, aligning with unconditional love. Can you imagine that? Unconditional love. Isn't that amazing? Unconditional. I'm loved no matter what. I am loved. Have you ever messed up in your life? Daiga, have you ever messed up in your life? Yeah. Okay.
Of course I am.
Right. So, but we're not our mess ups, right? Those are just experiences. So when we begin to realize that things that we may have done in our past were just experiences, we're not that. Those are just experiences. We come back to the fundamental truths of who I am. So using I am is so exquisitely powerful. So I would challenge our listeners to look at in your life, where do you say I am and what are you aligning with? And look at what it is you want to be in the world and align with that. So say you are not feeling well, right? So you might say, I am sick. I am not well. But what is the truth that you want to be is I want to be whole, vibrant, and healthy. I want to be filled with energy. So you begin to paint your landscape with the experience that you want. And then you can be led to, or someone will show up that will assist you in becoming that I am. It's such a beautiful way of living. So so this all meshed with looking at the Akashic Library in now for your listeners, if you don't know what the Akashic Library is, it's like the sum total of our life experiences. So that all of it's recorded. This lifetime, past lifetimes, parallel lifetimes, future lifetimes, it all converges. It's all recorded there. So one of the things that I've learned how to do is work with writing into the Akashic Library. And this is where you take those I am statements, especially if you were born into, say, a family that was challenging for you. And sometimes people will align with that frequency of that family that was challenging for you. Sometimes people will act out from that experience. And sometimes people will grow from that experience and become something magnificent. So I would say I was the latter of that. I came from a family it was very difficult. I won't go into it, but it was extremely difficult to grow up as a child in a family that I grew up in. I watched 3 brothers go the way of drugs and alcohol. So that's what they chose. My sister and I, on the other hand, turned our attention to the invisible, to the power and the presence of God, to commitments of being mothers and parents that were loving and kind and filled with goodness. And so we, from the experiences, my brothers took it in the direction it was all going. They took that path, right? They came aligned with how that was. My sister and I didn't do that. We stood up, we rose up, and we became potent and powerful, beautiful women. And both of us are healer women too. So that energy, we took that, and from those experiences, we didn't align with that. We didn't become the I am in that. We became the I am with the divine. And so it's really powerful to look at the what you're committed to in terms of changing your life, becoming a greater expression of your life, and creating a world that we really truly want to live and be in, and share that with others. So that's basically what came through this morning. Have you got questions about that, Daiga?
I don't think so, because I've been as well learning about I am, so how strong it is. And I am using now this affirmations with I am the love, I am the light. And in one of our videos, when we done meditation and we went to get some messages, if you remember, and I actually get message that I am the love, I am the light, I am the wisdom, I am abundance, I am.
Yeah, I just got goosey bumps all over, right?
Yeah, and I have as well. And I had at that moment when this came through, I had goosebumps straight away. And
Yeah.
yeah, I've been following my path, and I've been moving forwards with everything what I feel I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you tell me some few years back that I will be doing what I'm doing now, and I be on a path which I am now, I will tell you, you are crazy. Because I never ever thought I will be able go and stand in front of groups of people, introducing myself and inviting them to come to my videos, or calling up people, maybe you want to come on my video, or going around holistic festivals inviting people. Yeah, so I have no idea how I managed to do this, because it's absolutely out of character. But I feel that it is what I have to do, what I'm here to do.
So you said something you said that's interesting. It was absolutely out of character. Well, that was your like your old ego self, your
Mm-hmm.
former self, right? But truly,
Yeah.
the authentic character of you is love and light. It is that's your authentic beingness. And I love that, because I've had to come out of character too. Like being a corporate wife. I was a corporate wife for many years, and the lifestyle was pretty good, but I was squashed on the inside because I had to conform to the corporate wife role. And that role was not me. That role, I did it because it was my role in my relationship, but I wasn't happy in my relationship. I wasn't happy in my role. And when we stop and look at that life we created for ourselves, and you're not happy, well, then you have the power to change that. You have the power to rewrite your destiny. And so for me, it was that is not what I wanted as my experience in the world. I was not in service to others. I was not in service to love and light. I was in service to money. I was in service to the big house. I was in service to this man. I was in, it's like I was not in service to what really matters and what I'm created to be and do. So when I had the courage, and it does take courage, on that map of consciousness, the place where you make decisions, right? That's at that place of courage. When you get the courage to say, you know what, this is not serving me. This is not who I am. And you let that go. There's so much freedom that comes from not being tethered to concepts that you're not, and then becoming more committed to who you are and hooking your tether to source creator rather than to the world. So, and all its trappings at that, right? It's so easy to like get sucked into the world. It takes a lot of energy to stay connected to the divine. It gets easier though once you do it and you start practicing. I walk with the divine all day long, every minute. It's like it is my life. And I love that. I love that my commitment has led me to just total surrender to living the life that I have. I was given some exercises for everyone, so
Okay.
I'm going to read. I'm going to read those to you as well. Two messages I got: a new initiation, a new ability to manifest a new life in every way. So that's the consciousness of where we are right now. It's a new initiation and a new ability to manifest a new life in every way. That's some pretty potent words. And I love that. This is a time of heightened intuition as well as greater self-creation. So just breathe that in. Okay, so how do we work with those messages? We can start by writing a new message in the Akash. So we're going to do this in meditation. So I'll just tell you what we're going to do, and then you'll know. So we're going to write new records in the Akash about the new life, the new way of being, and we're going to enter that into the records. And then we're going to write. So if everybody here wants to get a paper and a pencil, that would be helpful. We're going to write one simple declaration about the future that you wish to create. Just one simple one. And it's a one that you can, it can just be right there. Like, it's kind of like my commitment to being love and light, in service to unconditional love and light. I am in service. So that's, for me, that's what mine is. Yours can be, I'm now gainfully employed, or whatever it is that you see in the new life that you want to create. So after you write that one simple statement, you're going to repeat it to yourself often. So just bring it up and align with it, feel what it feels like to be that statement. And then step 2 is decide one thing you can do to make it happen. Just decide one thing you can do. So for me, if I'm in service to unconditional love and light, what's one thing I can do today to make that happen? So I can choose anything I want to, and I've already done it today. So just being prayerfully present is one way I do that. Another way I do that one is I go out knowing I am unconditional love and light, and I greet everyone from that place of love and light. I just greet them. Okay, so step 3, do it. And step 4, anything can happen now. This step is solely employs your imagination. So working with your imagination and visualization, these are gifts that we're given and we don't exercise them enough. So using your imagination to create the kind of world you want to live in. So if I want to be the expression of love and light in my world, where does my imagination come into play? So my imagination says, imagine yourself greeting everyone with love and light, and that this love and light is just flowing from you to them. So that's one way you can use your imagination. And I'll tell you, I've been doing this for many years, and I have so many stories that people have come back, and I don't announce that I'm going to be doing this for people, to people. I just do it. But I have so many stories where people have said, I don't know what it is about you, but when I'm with you, I feel loved. I don't know what it is about you, but when I'm with you, I feel healed. So it's like, that's a direct experience of my commitment to myself, knowing that my presence and who I am is giving to others in a way that's good. Okay, this was a surprise step. This is step 5, last step. They're suggesting that you open any book, let it fall to any page, and read the passage that your eyes fall on. And then determine how this relates to your life. Reflect on the words throughout the day. So that's always, have you ever done that, Daiga? Just let a book fall over?
I done couple times, but I didn't felt much sense. I more have when I'm going through Facebook, yeah. I'm going through Facebook and I like sharing things what I like, and that is sometimes coming out messages, yeah, some affirmation type of messages, which one literally talks to me.
Exactly.
And I've been collecting those messages in like inspiration file, yeah, for myself. And then I start read through, and at that point when started my changes, like complete change for what I'm doing now, yeah. Few months before, there was some sort of message about getting ready, yeah, for your mission, something like that. Then was another message, you are prepared, now you have to start do something. Then was again, you have green light for whatever you need to do. It was like 5, I think was 5 different messages, yeah. And when I put them one by one, how I found them, it was like letter from divine.
Yes,
At some
and
point
that's how.
I will read you those messages. If I remember next time when we meet, I will tell you exactly those messages. But it was like literally letter from divine. And then at that point, I started all my change. I started these videos. I started advertise myself. I started go out and just give this love and light to everyone.
Right. Yes. You follow the messages. You do that step. You move with the message. You don't just take the message and go, well, that's cool. Because you could stop right there.
When I listen now about how you describing, it feels like I done straight away. No, I think I failed to listen for many messages. Many messages over the lifetime I failed to listen. till that moment when now 1 minute, please. I leave you. No,
That's
you.
great.
Somebody knock on my doors. I'm so sorry.
Someone's knocking on the door.
Yeah, thank you very much. May I have your surname? Miller, M-I-L-L-E-R-E.
And your first name?
Daiga, D-A-I-G-A.
I just need to take a picture, but if I
Yeah.
can get you stand up out the way, because
Okay.
I need to get the sort of the open door a little bit. So, sorry. You can see what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, no. Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Is that all right?
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I do apologize to all our viewers for this.
I can't see you though, Daiga. There you are.
I do apologize to all our viewers for this interruption, but now I can tell our viewers as well, my next challenge, my next step forwards arrived. I just received spooky machines to start healing people in my office.
Awesome. That's what just came out, that knock on the door.
Yeah, that was the knock on the door and they arrived. I've been waiting for quite some time and now they arrived. So I will have to start work on advertising my healing center beginning, because I'm working on the humanitarian project Healing Center. And my skills, what I'm doing, plus now I'm including this rife frequency machine spooky too. So now I will start advertise for healing, and it's actually huge impact on your life, because we have already one machine at home for about half year, and there was one moment when I went down with some cold and my partner nearly go down. You can feel he's very rough, yeah, and he connected himself to machine and put system on find and kill, yeah, and that's it. About 1.5 hour, 1.5 hour time, absolutely everything changed and he never gets sick. And I get on machine after him and I recovered just in 1 day after completely being already sick. So this frequency works magic, literally magic.
Yeah, and those are frequencies. That's not unlike what we're talking about, right? Is aligning with frequencies that are more in alignment with wholeness and health and all and goodness, all of that. And you're saying yes to that. And by hooking yourself up to the machine, you're receiving that. I have devices too, which are fun. I have a beautiful accelerator crystal that I use and I charge in the full moon. And, I have things that kind of help me get anchored to who we are. In the meantime, and we all have the abilities to do what that machine does. I'll just say that, but we've forgotten that we have those abilities. So in the meantime, use that machine, use those frequencies to align yourself with your wholeness, with your, and what a great commitment to yourself, right? To choose to align yourself with those beautiful frequencies of love, light, wholeness, health, all that. And so I'm so grateful that you opened the door. So
yeah, I have to I didn't want to really miss that thing.
Yeah. So what I want to do is do a little bit of a meditation. I think it's perfect that the knock came on the door. That was so cool. I'd like to do the meditation, and for this meditation, we'll run through the steps in the meditation that I outline, the steps of. So if you have a paper and pencil, or if you can remember what your little affirmation is, or your one declaration is, that's great. Are you still there, Daiga?
Yes, I'm still there.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm there and I'm listening. I was preparing put you on the screen for meditation.
Oh, okay. Just give me 1 second because the phone won't stop ringing.
Today seems as many disruptions between us, but this is live show and we are in our homes and life is going on. There is life around us. So
yep, life is
Morganne
going on.
Is back.
Yeah,
life
and
is going on around us. So
and those are friends those are friends that want to come and hang out with me and have a good time. So it's just fine. I'll talk to them. And so phone calls, knocks on doors, let it in, right?
Let it in.
Let it in. All right. So here we go. Let's do this meditation. And so what I invite each of you to do is get your feet on the floor. If you're barefoot, even better. If not, just experience your feet in your shoes and feel your feet on the floor. Get present to those feet and take a breath in. And let it out. Feel the presence of the energy at the bottom of your feet. And take a breath in. And let it out. Feel your connection to what your feet are touching. So mine are touching the floor. Yours might be touching the soil or your shoes. And just feel how your feet are touching. Can you feel your toes? And take a breath in. And we do this exercise so we can start exercising that imagination, our gift of imagining our world, our gift of imagining. Take a breath in. And come anchored totally in your body. And today we want to think about what our commitment to ourself is. What is your commitment to yourself? Maybe you don't have a commitment to yourself yet, but this is a beautiful time to begin to choose something that you can be committed to. And so for this exercise, we're going to put our attention on our solar plexus, and our solar plexus is right above your belly. It's like right in your belly area. And we put our focus there because that's our point of choosing, our point of free will. Take a breath into your solar plexus. Just bringing your attention there and let your breath out. This time when we put our attention on our solar plexus, I want you to imagine a very beautiful golden light coming into your breath and into your solar plexus. Take a breath in. Hold it there. And let that breath go. This time we're going to take another breath into the solar plexus because this is our seat of our will. And so we want to empower and charge up our free will with choices that better serve us, commitments that better serve us and our mission in life. So we're going to continue to put some more energy into that solar plexus so we come from a very strong choosing mechanism, a very strong place of commitment. So take a breath in into that solar plexus and hold it there and see that area expanding and the golden color expanding. And breathe out. And so as you put your attention on your solar plexus, we think about the words, what is my gut telling me? This is your solar plexus. So beautiful. We all really truly know. So now when you think about what's my gut telling me, this is an intelligence that we have within us. It's a place of knowing that we have within us, knowing when we're on the right track for self and when we're on the wrong track for self. Take a breath in. And at this out breath, release and let go all faulty choices that you have made and let it go. And on the next in-breath, we're going to breathe in the affirmation, I have the capacity to choose what's highest and best for me. So breathe that in. I have the capacity to choose what is highest and best for me. And hold that there in your solar plexus. And let the breath go. So in this way, we are informing our body temple, our energetic matrix, what the truth is. So as we have ignited our solar plexus, reminding our beingness that we have the power to choose, I'd like for you to imagine two versions of yourself. One version on the left-hand side is the version of you in your past up until this present moment now. So just kind of glimpse at what that is. And it can be that past of you, that vision of yourself can include all the mistakes you've made, all the relationships you've had, all the fun you've had. It's all the past of you. It could be from where you came from. And in that scenario with you in the past, ask that past self of you, what is your commitment to yourself? What has been your commitment to yourself? And just give your past self a little time to speak that or be confused in that. Whatever happens is okay. It's right and perfect. And now on the right side of you, I'd like for you to imagine your future self. And just hold that position there with that future self, knowing that's right there as you come back to the center, to your present self. Take a breath in. Anchor yourself in the present. And from the information that you got from your future self, decide what your commitment will be now for your future self. You get to choose. You have the power. What is your commitment to your future self now that will change the landscape of your life, that will assist you in living the life of your dreams, that will assist you in fulfilling your commitments to your highest expression? What is the commitment you can make right now? And decide on that as a declaration, as though you're going to announce it to your solar plexus. So take your new found commitment, your new declaration, and make it very simple, very, very simple. And breathe that commitment into your solar plexus. And for me, it is, I'm going to breathe in, I am unconditional love and light. So I'm going to breathe that in, and you breathe in what was given to you, igniting that solar plexus, letting your energetic matrix know that you are now operating as your declaration. And on the out breath, breathe out your affirmation, your declaration. I am love and light. So now imagine in your declaration, in this new commitment to yourself, imagine your future self now that is over there on the right, just waiting for this declaration, just waiting for this new commitment, just waiting for you to assist your future self in creating this new reality. And so from this place, imagine your future self receiving now your declaration by speaking that declaration out loud. Take a breath in. I am unconditional love and light. And breathe it out and send that over to your future self. And imagine how your future self receives that, how that future self of you takes that new information and begins to create your future world. As a humanitarian, I not only do this for myself, I do this for many, many others. So you may want to imagine how your declaration is now benefiting all those you will come in contact with, all those you can be in loving service to. Take a breath in. And let that breath out. Imagine that future self of you living from that declaration. What does your body look like? What do your movements look like? What do your day-to-day activities look like? Begin to feed into your future self actions and thoughts that are in alignment with your declaration. And take a breath and come back to the present moment, where you have your past on one side and your future on the other, but here you are in the present moment now with your declaration, with what you have been given. And from your future self, if you haven't written it down, imagine that you're writing that down onto a piece of beautiful, beautiful paper. It can be whatever color shows up for you. And that you're writing this down with every bit of intention and consciousness you possibly can. And use the I am. I am the consciousness of unconditional love and light, or whatever was given to you. And look at that piece of paper as after you've written it down and see the words there. And then imagine picking that piece of paper up that has your words on it, your declaration. And we're going to now send that to the Akashic records to be entered into the records. And so imagine a beautiful angelic being that comes and stands before you. This is the keeper of your records. Look at them and let them look at you. And then offer them the paper that you've written your declaration on. And ask your record keeper to now file that into your permanent Akashic records. And that this declaration will now forever affect your present moment and your future self and your past self. And so imagine handing that over. Imagine that angelic record keeper now taking that and holding that and reading that and looking at you and smiling. And now know that your declaration has been entrusted to the divine, and that the divine will orchestrate all that is required to bring that into being. Take a breath in. And now imagine your records keeper leaving and going back to the Akashic Library to file that, feeling how you feel about that, being grateful. Maybe you're a little nervous. It's okay. The universe has got your back, will support you every step of the way. Take a breath in. And from this present moment now, with your declaration now sealed into the Akashic records, with your future now ignited with the consciousness of that declaration. From where you are in the present moment, think of one thing that you can do to bring that reality. Just one thing. What can you do? And to up-level it, imagine yourself doing it. And bring that imagination back to the present moment. And in the present moment, commit to physically doing what you just imagined. Take a beautiful breath in. Anchor yourself back into the present moment, giving thanks for your past on the out breath. Another breath into the present moment, giving thanks to the future self that is unfolding. And breathe that out. Next breath in is to be grateful for right where you are, for you're in your right and perfect place right now. Take that breath in. And then on the out breath, we're going to do an audible ah. So we're going to take that breath in. Being so grateful where we are right now. So grateful for our future coming into awareness. And on the out breath, ah. Just let all that resonate within your body temple, within your mind. Relax into it as we give thanks for what has occurred here this day. As we give thanks for the messages that we have received here this day. As we give thanks for the guidance that we have received here this day. Always giving thanks. I give thanks for divine source creator that speaks through me, knows through me, and expresses through me and creates through me. I give thanks. And I'm so grateful for all of those that hear this, that it may be a blessing to you all. And so grateful for the opportunity that Daiga has presented here by saying yes to her commitment, saying yes to her declaration, brought me here. And so I'm so grateful for that. And so in love and light, I just say thank you, Source Creator. Thank you, Daiga. Thank you, Morganne. And thank you, listeners. For we are one. We are all love and light. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Morganne, for beautiful, beautiful, beautiful meditation again.
You're so welcome.
I completely committed to my healing center project and to everything what I started to do. So now really I rely on universe to help me through.
That's right.
Because
long time ago, I heard this statement and I love it. The world owes me nothing, but the universe owes me everything.
That's great statement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's great statement. Thank you everybody who was watching us I hope all these messages what we hear today will help you. And if you want private messages from Morgan to actually download specially for you, please contact me and come on live shows if you can with us, and we will give you private messages as well. Thank you very much, Morgan, for coming on my show. I'm absolutely thrilled that you every week coming back, and I will be looking forward to speak to you again on second of June at 5 o'clock next week. So everybody who is watching us and who is watching us later, please next week again you can join us in 5 o'clock GMT time. So thank you very much for watching from our hearts to yours. God bless.